quick missed field goal that would allow the Flames to come away with victory on this night, taking it by a score of 30-27 for their second conference win. Hey there, friends. Welcome to the Flames Central Game Day post-game show brought to you by Frank Good Builders. What a game it was. DJ's still writing stuff down in a mad hurry. DJ, let me pose this question to you first. This was a game that Liberty comes away with a victory, but you almost feel like they didn't deserve to win.
Well, in the record books, it's called a win. It can be an ugly win or whatever. You could have turnovers, but it's called a win, and they were able to get it today. And I think they should be commended for playing a tough game and sticking with it. I think Juju Gray had a phenomenal game today, 150 total yards, including the 96-yard kickoff return. He is a special player, and he made play after play. They had a number of guys who really stood up when they needed them. Even though it was sloppy, it's a win.
Man, I was taking my blood pressure medication. That's why I was late to the set. I mean, my gosh, you talk about a game that you really had no business winning. What was the score at halftime? 20-6?
Yeah.
And then New Mexico State just goes on an absolute run. And you're sitting here and you're like, man, they have given this game away. Muffed punt. And it's like, oh, they can win
so
this game.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Not only were you saying there was a chance, and look, I got to go here. Ethan Vasco did everything he could to
give the
hand
game away.
Football game away. He really did, struggling, particularly in that third quarter fumble on the sack fumble situation, and then the intercept. Really struggled in this game, but he found a way. That last drive, I respect the fact that he came through with his came through the adversity and found a way on that last drive, made a bunch of really nice throws, on-time throws, anticipating properly, and got his team into the end zone to get that victory.
Yeah, clutch effort there at the end for him. I'm almost fully gray in my beard. I don't know about Coach Jamie Chadwell. He caught up with Matt Warner earlier.
Well, you talk all the time, Coach, about the toughness of Ethan Vasco. That's one of the traits everybody brings up. What kind of toughness did he show after the night he'd been having to lead a drive like that to win the ballgame?
Yeah, he didn't play very well. He struggled in some ways. But the thing that I'll give him credit for, he believes in himself. Team believes in him. And that whole sideline, they thought, hey, we can go find a way to make a play. And we drove right down the field there. I think it was, 90-something yards, 92 yards. And after not doing anything in the second half. And so that's a belief he has in himself. We just got to get that belief in himself to play consistently for 4 quarters. He's better than what he showed. He's got to learn how to just make the play that's there instead of trying to make something that's not.
You go into now some time off on a win like this. How much can this change the trajectory of the season now with a little time to regroup, maybe get some guys healthy, compared to if this one hadn't gone your way and you had to stew on it for a couple of weeks?
Yeah, I mean, we'll take the win, obviously, and so you hope this is something you can build off of. We caused some turnovers, but we gave up a lot, and then so it wasn't a clean game, and so there's so much you can improve. But to be able to get back-to-back wins, do it on television is big for us. We do need to get some guys back. I think, unfortunately, we lost some guys tonight, and so that's the challenge of playing, a short week. And so, but these next 2 weeks, off of a win. The guys are excited about it. They'll feel good about it. Now we can really go into some time away to really work on some things we need to improve.
And you're still in the hunt for the conference championship. Congrats on the win tonight.
Still in the hunt, and if we play like we did tonight, we ain't going to win many more, no doubt, but we'll take it. If we can match the first half, if we can play like we did in the first half and just consistently, I like our chances versus anybody.
Go celebrate it, Coach. Congrats. Yep.
All right, thank you, Matt. Let's go straight to our Central Virginia Credit Union highlight of the game. This was Dickens, late stages, fourth quarter, found some room on the left side. Pat Kelly's looking at his watch, pointing at it at this time, saying there's too much time left, but still punches it in for 6, and that would lead the Flames to victory.
Man, I was so nervous that entire drive. It had a feel, though. They got in rhythm. You talk about Vasco making some good throws, on-time throws, did a really good job. Yeah, I was nervous with the timing there, but, hey, they ended up getting the missed field goal late.
Dickens had a great game today. That was his second touchdown, and he is a talented player. You saw the talented players be able to rise to the occasion, and that's what you do. You put it in the hands of your star players. Vasco, I feel like, was a little nervous at times, especially in the second half. But they were able to pull it out.
Here's our Bojangles game stats, final game stats on this night. And New Mexico State, again, we said, probably deserved to win this game. They outrushed them. They outpassed them. Time of possession was well in their favor. 10 of 17 on third downs, and still somehow come away with a loss.
Yeah, to that point, let me hit people with some numbers. You mentioned the 10 of 17 on third downs. for New Mexico State. Liberty just 3 of 10 on third downs. You talk about turnovers. Liberty -1 in the turnover margin category in this game. And then the last thing, and this is the one that always I pay attention to in the stat sheet. 9 yards per completion for Liberty. That's generally a number that's per attempt, which includes incompletions, meaning 0 yards. On the other hand, 12.1 yards per completion for New Mexico State, and they lose the football game. Jamie Chadwell said it best, that you cannot play like this and win games consistently, but to be able to find a way tells you about who this team is, what he's about as a head coach, and then, again, I'm going to say it again, Ethan Vasco, that's the way to finish a football game.
Yeah, it was a terrific effort by him. Also a terrific effort by the Flames special teams unit. As we take a look at what they did on the night, you can accredit them with about 17 points in this game. They just came through in flying colors for LU. Here's the leadoff. Juju Gray gets the ball off of bounds, and then he goes to pay dirt.
It feels like we've been talking about Juju Gray and his elite ability in the kick return game all season, and you finally saw it tonight. This place was going nuts on that kickoff return. I think it really set the tone in the first half.
My old coach, Sam Rutigliano, said special teams always has to be special. You never underestimate what can happen because you change the whole energy and the trend of the game in the other direction when you make that play. Not once, but twice.
Special teams, it may not win you a game, but you can lose a game on special teams. And tonight,
ask New Mexico
State lost the football game on special teams. And we didn't even talk about the last play of the game, the missed field goal. And a 49-yarder, tough kick. But you think about special teams tonight, it was an absolute loss for New Mexico State tonight.
Why, like in all truthfulness, why do you keep trying to fair catch the ball? Like, why not let it go back and just hope that it's either going to go into the end zone or maybe you get stuck on the 5-yard line, but it's a lot better than handing it over to the opposition.
Hey, Rhett.
Tell me.
Let me,
Reggie.
Okay, listen. They're called the Liberty Flames. You are trying to light me on fire with that. If I see one more college football player put their heels on the 10 and go backwards and catch a punt inside the 10-yard line, I might lose my mind.
Yeah.
We have to do a better job of coaching that, understanding the awareness of it for players, and do a better job. If it doesn't feel right, get out of the way. Now, the last punt return that was muffed, I believe that was by King. He's got to understand the way the wind was blowing, he thought that ball was going to land in a spot. It moved on him just enough. I got to stay on my camera here, see? Right. I got the
Yeah.
awareness. It moved on him just enough that he lost track of where that football was, and that was the moment.
I understand why they tried to. They were trying to make a big play. And these kids, they're very confident. They think any play could be a touchdown, just like Gray, kickoff return. That's what they thought. So,
Yeah, wild stuff. All right, as we continue on here, New Mexico State, their touchdowns in this game. Obviously, a lot of this came. Vasco was not having the best night, as we mentioned. A couple of thrown interceptions, the fumble here, and that resulted in New Mexico State getting some much-needed momentum at the time, and they really took the game over. You could easily say second, third, fourth quarter until the last 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah, I mean, they really capitalized. 14 points off of turnovers tonight. They did, from an offensive perspective, once they got the ball back, they did what they needed to do. They made some terrific plays, just
What
like
a
that in
catch
the end
that
zone.
was. Wow.
Incredible. I mean, they had some guys just mossing guys, making beautiful, beautiful catches. So the offense did what they needed to do. Almost 400 yards of offense. You don't lose a whole lot of games when you've got that kind of offensive output.
I think the thing that people should understand about what we just saw, the video that we just saw, that was essentially one quarter. Mm-hmm. The sack fumble was about 13 minutes left in the third quarter, and then the Malone Bradford touchdown was about 12-19 in the fourth quarter, wrapped around the two turnovers for Liberty. That was about a quarter stretch where Liberty looked absolutely lifeless. Mm-hmm. And somehow they found a way. I keep saying that, I know, and it sounds like a broken record, but this was a lifeless football team for a stretch of the fourth quarter and all of the third quarter, basically, and they won this game.
Yeah, when they found life was that final drive. Let's take a look at it now. As you mentioned, Vasco came out. DJ, your point out, he's going to the sidelines looking like, man, I just do not know how to get this thing going right now. And to light fuel on your fire, Reese Smith caught a punt way back when it looked like it may have gone into the end zone. But then Dante Lee Jr., he got into a rhythm with Vasco, and they started to make headway downfield.
I give the coaching staff a lot of credit because I think they simplified the offense on that last drive, and they gave him one read. Also, the offensive line pushed the line of scrimmage a little bit more on those run plays as well, so it gave the whole defense momentum, and New Mexico State was on their heels.
I'll take the flip side and talk a little bit about New Mexico State. You saw basically from the 20-yard line into about the 10-yard line, they're playing soft coverage, easy access. They're saying, hey, we're going to give you all these throws. So they gave it all the way down the field, and all night they'd been strong in the red zone. And then when it mattered the most, they couldn't come up with a stop.
The other thing I liked about that drive, and I have to give Liberty and the offensive coaching staff a ton of credit. I say this all the time when you're talking about 2-minute drive situations. It's okay to use the middle of the field if you're going to pick up a first down because the clock's going to stop in college football. And I think sometimes that gets forgotten. We saw a couple of those catches there for Lee were slant routes. Get to the middle of the field, move the chains, clock stops, but they're going to give you the middle because they don't want you to get out of bounds. Take the middle. Just take first downs while you're doing it.
Again, for Ethan Vasco on this night, a fumble, 2 interceptions, but when it mattered most, he came through for the Flames, and he caught up with Matt Warner just moments ago.
Well, Ethan, this was not always a pretty sight tonight. I know there were some struggles throughout the game, but you got the ball, the entire length of the field to go. It felt like one drive for the season right there. Kind of take me into your mindset leading into that drive.
Yeah, I mean, first of all glory to God. I mean, I didn't play a great game tonight, and I mean, the team played great around me. I mean, special teams, defense, and in our offense. And I just, at the end of the game, I mean, the guys made plays. Dante Lee going through an injury, just making plays, and O-line stepped up, running back stepped up. I mean, it was awesome to see it all come together, and it really come together whenever I didn't play a great game.
Yeah, what did you find with Dante Lee there on that last drive? He'd had a quiet night, and I think it was 4 receptions on that possession.
Yeah, and I mean, part of that's my fault. I mean, like I said, I mean, I didn't play great, and I mean, the last drive, I mean, I just know who I can go to. I can go to anyone on the field, and he just made the plays, so it was huge. And then to be able to drive like that at the end of the game, and I mean, we practice it every week, and we always have good drives, and to see it come out in the game, it's awesome.
Last thing, this was a roller coaster game, but to come away with a win and in this style, what can it do for you guys moving forward?
I think it's huge. I mean, going into this bye week, having this win, a big win, knowing that we can come through in the fourth quarter, because I think that's one thing that we struggled with so far this year. So seeing that come together, us having a little comeback win in the fourth quarter when we started the game great, kind of died off in the middle there, and then we can come back and win it. I mean, that's huge for the team.
Congrats on the big win.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, there is Matt Warner and Ethan Vasco. Here's our Courtyard upcoming schedule for the Flames. November 1st, Delaware comes into town, and a lot of you guys spoke to. That is a team that could cause some trouble in CUSA play. Kind of an underdog role, unable to make the championship game, but they will be coming to Liberty for homecoming and hope to disrupt what the Flames look to be as a win streak, getting themselves back into the Conference USA championship conversation.
Well, Delaware cannot play for the championship because this is their first season, but they can mess up your schedule, and they are very good coming up from the FCS level. Look out for them. The whole
they have
conference.
Cool helmets.
Most importantly.
The whole conference is upended. You had Western Kentucky lose tonight.
Have they lost, or is that still
it over yet?
In the fourth quarter right now.
Okay, fourth quarter. But
they're
yeah,
losing right now.
That one's
So-
interesting for
So
sure.
you never know, which is happening all over college football right now. There's upsets all over the place. The first top 3 preseason teams, 2 of them aren't even ranked anymore. And so college football is wild. Anything could happen.
DJ,
That was a shot at Reggie, wasn't
that
it?
was all in the wound. Like that hurt. That hurt. But it's all good. I know it wasn't intentional. I feel bad for Rhett. Rhett's trying to wrangle this rodeo.
No,
going
it's
on
fine.
Up here, so
Yeah. We
But
can,
that
we can
hurt.
rip on Penn
For the
State.
people at home, we're talking about Penn State. He's a Penn State alum. Yeah, but we're with you, brother.
I appreciate that.
Final thoughts, Pat.
I mean, you're happy to get the win. You're not thrilled that you're banged up a little bit, but I think going into a bye week, it's a time for immense reflection. Again, you can go in and figure out, hey, what are we doing really well? What can we expand on? What are we doing really poorly? And what can we grow from? I think that's what you have to come out of this bye week with. So I'm excited by what the team has done, and good to have a bye week coming up.
Once again, 30-27 in favor of the Flames. They move to 2-1 in Conference USA play. Back home again against Delaware, November 1st at 3:30 p.m.